Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. It's a beautiful warm day in beautiful Auckland. What a perfect setting for us to remember just what it is that we're here to protect today. Now, the ACT Party has always welcomed migrants to New Zealand's shores, and that hasn't been changed by our opposition to the UN Migration Pact. New Zealand needs immigrants in the right areas. However, we must reserve the right to welcome those who can maintain their financial independence, contribute to national prosperity, and respect New Zealand's values of free speech, free association, and property rights. The UN Migration Pact isn't just about ripping away our government's control of its own borders. It is self-admittedly, quote, a whole-of-government agreement. If implemented, it will see public policy in virtually every ministry and government department perverted by the unknown and unelected technocrats in the United Nations. New Zealand has consistently been in the top 5 economically most free countries for many years. An agreement that seeks to, quote, harmonise migration policy with corrupt dictatorships will be disastrous for our country. I can safely speculate that if all nations of the world were to implement this compact, we will not see record-setting waves of migration to Belarus or the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Pact supporters say there's no need to be concerned about this agreement because it is non-binding. In that case, why sign a harmless piece of window dressing at all? I will not be part of handing a revolver pointing straight back at me to future governments. Now, there are several of the 23 objectives in this agreement that have been drawn up in the usual aspirational, warm, fuzzy, diplomatic language of the UN that do not survive an educated reading between the lines. Now, currently you have to be a resident or a citizen to access taxpayer-funded services from our government. For example, if you're not a resident and you need to use a public hospital, you pay for the service, and that is completely reasonable. Now, if you're like me, you welcome immigrants because they will usually take independent initiative to come here for a better life, and they'll use their own resources to make their lives better themselves. Objective 15 tips this on its head, giving public health care, all levels of public education, and wraparound assistance by the government to access these services. When Michael Joseph Savage implemented cradle-to-grave welfare state, he would never have imagined that it would become an international welfare system, airport to airport, for any person that shows up on our doorstep. Objective 16 is entitled Empower Migrants and Societies to Realise Full Inclusion and Social Cohesion. We'll have a glance across those details. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have the attention, I can't hold enough attention to read all this diplomatic language. But we've got promote mutual respect for the cultures, traditions, customs and communities of destination and of migrants, including on ways to promote acceptance of diversity and facilitate social cohesion and inclusion. Next, we've got support multicultural activities through sports, music, art, culinary festivals, volunteering and other social events that will facilitate mutual understanding. Now, the Auckland Council through ATEED and local boards already spend multi-millions of dollars on these activities while failing to provide the basic infrastructure that is essential to the functioning of our city. Council needs to return to the basics instead of increasing funding of UN-mandated nice-to-haves.